All right, Zach, let's move on to men's Division II, who have mostly the weekend off. We just have 2 play-in games this weekend. Why don't you break those down for us?
Sure thing, Pat. So you have coming out of the Lone Star again. Exciting to see all these Lone Star teams, as you said, in these playoff brackets here towards the end of the season. SMU, I'll be taking on Benedictine in that play-in game. The winner will take on U Chicago, who've been on fire. A team that U Chicago bullied around this weekend or the season, Loyola Chicago in the other play-in game. They'll be playing Minnesota Duluth to see who gets the honor of facing off against Colorado Mesa in that second-round game.
I pride myself on being the Beano Cook of college rugby, the historian of college rugby. So I'm going to give you 2 nuggets that absolutely no one cares about, all right? But one is that Jay Burwanger was the first ever Heisman Trophy winner, played rugby at University of Chicago. All right, so that's pretty cool. And then the other one's Minnesota Duluth. All right, the Fighting Penguins. This was once a dynasty in men's Division II. I don't think that this is the same Minnesota Duluth, but I once coached against these guys, and they actually completely scrummed us off a snow-covered pitch. And they are a fantastic program. And there's actually a lot of really good high school rugby in Minnesota that feeds that Duluth program. And I got to imagine Jeremy Kachuba is never too far away. He won those national championships for them a while back. Graham Harriman was an Eagle that came out of that program. Not a lot of Division II Eagles. Graham Harriman's a Duluth Eagle. So, anyways, there's a couple of nuggets from the history side of things. Moving to present day, Benedictine. All right, they are a Division III program that hasn't been to the playoffs in Division III in a million years. They move up to Division II this year in the Gateway. I think largely because there's just not a lot of structure in this part of the country that they are in, which is like an hour and a half from Kansas City in Atchison, Kansas, in Division III. And so they moved into a more structured conference in the Gateway. And I don't know if it's a down year for everybody else in the Gateway, but here they are, the Black Monks, coming from absolutely nowhere. And they've got an infusion of kids from St. Martin's, which is back-to-back Kansas State high school champions. It's a boarding school in Fort Scott, Kansas. They've got some kids coming from St. Greg's over in Ohio. So they've got kind of like this boarding school Catholic Jesuit pipeline, and they're completely student-run program. But, man, they are absolutely crushing it this year, and they beat everybody in the Gateway and beat John Brown and won their way here. So an exciting story for them this weekend